I'm going to show you the first match played between s0s and Scarlett during Grand Finals of Intel Extreme Masters PyeongChang 2018. Scarlett is on the right, s0s is on the left. IEM Season 12 PyeongChang is the second event of IEM Season 12, which hosts a StarCraft 2 tournament organized by ESL and held in PyeongChang, South Korea. Coinciding with the 2018 Winter Olympics in the same city and held less than 1 week before the opening ceremony, the event had the full support of the International Olympic Committee, so it was a good way to test how it would all work, and it seems that Olympic game organizers had absolutely no problem helping StarCraft 2 tournament organizers to make it look a lot more special and Olympic-like. It wouldn't be surprising that this is one of the first steps towards making video games a Olympic sport. League information. As you can see, that's Intel Extreme Masters, so these are the guys that are sponsoring this thing. These are the organizers right here: Electronic Sports League, International Olympic Committee, also Olympic Committee, as you can see, International Olympic Committee. Sponsors Intel, HyperX, Acer, Game Version, Legacy of the Void, patch 4.1.4 BU. And that's important because the patch has changed quite differently. The patch has changed the game by quite a bit, and they're different, so keeping in mind which patch the tournament was played in is important. Server South Korea, type is offline, so everybody was there. Format 1 versus 1 prize pool, a total of 150,000 that gets distributed overall. Starts at 2018 February 5th and ends in 2018 February 7th. Wikipedia type, Premier. So these are considered to be a Premier. So this is to be considered a Premier or top of the line tournament. Qualifiers: 5 slots available for Europe, 4 slots available for North America, 2 slots available for South America and South Korea, 1 slot available for Africa, East Asia, West Asia, China, and Oceania. Oceania, whatever. Main tournament: 18-player single elimination tournament. North American players enter in the round of 18, all others enter in the round 16. All matches are best of 5 until the finals. Finals are best of 7, and we are currently watching finals. This is the map pool. Another very important thing to take a look at, because every year these maps are different, so the game is never really exactly the same because the maps are different, the game versions are different. Internet styles, play styles, the way players think during the games is different, so there's always something to see. New. Always something new to see. Prize pool: $150,000 are spent amongst the players as seen below. First place $50,000, and as we can already see, Scarlett has been the winner. Second place $25,000 that was given to s0s. Third for place $12,500 each, and here you can take a look at the lower brackets and their payouts right there. The participants. And the results. I'm going to show you this match right there. Scarlett versus s0s. It was played on February 7th, 2018. Here you can take a look at racial distribution statistics and map statistics. You can find my YouTube channel where you can see some of these matches by typing AndYouLeftTHeGAme into YouTube search bar or into Google. And if you type it into YouTube search and see AndYouLeftTHeGAme without blank space, just click on it and it will take you to the channel. Right here, you are in the channel. You can go to playlists and choose, for example, a tournament you wish to watch or a game you wish to watch. If for any reason you ended up with a YouTube channel with a blank space, click on it and then look to the right for featured channels. Click on AndYouLeftTHeGAme without blank space and it will take you to the channel. Now that we know about the YouTube channel, the tournament match, let's take a look at the players. The first player is s0s. He's a Protoss player. Kim Yo-jin, Starcraft programmer from South Korea. He plays Protoss for Team Jin Air Green Wings. Teams change quite often, quite a bit, but at this point he gained the title by playing for this team. Obviously it's to some extent important because these sort of teams, they create an environment where players work. So they live, for example, together, all StarCraft 2 players, in one house. They train, they play with the use of a specific regime, so 8 hours of gameplay with sort of breaks. There's somebody that knows the game inside out, he kind of consistently helps out and so on and so forth. So obviously with the benefits provided by Jin Air Green Wings, s0s has achieved the final stage in this tournament right here. He's from South Korea and he had alternative IDs such as Shy, alternative nicknames such as Trickster, Trickster Toss, Cash O Cash, a Heartbreak Protoss, $1 Million Man, La Cucaracha. He made a total whooping over $500,000. Some playing StarCraft 2. Here at any point you can stop the video and read more about him, season by season, year by year, and learn about his matches and his story. As you can see, there's quite a bit of information about him here. You can also learn about his trivias, awards, and achievements in premier tournaments, major tournaments, minor tournaments. For example, look at that, 2014 IEM Season 8 World Championship, $100,000 payout, another $100,000 payout right here. 2013, third $100,000 payout in 2015. Not bad at all. Also championships, StarCraft 2 World Championship Series, World Champion. Interviews, matches and VODs. And also you can learn about his look, so you can check out his pictures. His opponent, s0s opponent, is Scarlett. Scarlett is Sasha Hostin from Canada, and she plays Zerg for Team Expert. She's 24 years old and she had alternative IDs such as s0s, Scarlett, Cat, Acer Scarlett, Simba, Katerina, Avril Lavigne, Shura, the Queen of Blades, Swarmzerg, the Queen of Sea Blades. Take a notice that some of these are nicknames and some of these are alternative IDs. She made a whopping over $200,000 sum playing StarCraft 2. And she made most of it, or all of it, solely by playing Zerg as far as I'm aware. She dates back to 2012 when she was for Team Eclipsia, working for Team Eclipsia, or playing for Team Eclipsia. In any case, you can stop at any point in the video and read more about her previous achievements in various tournaments here. Check out the prizes, and also you can learn more about these tournaments by just kind of going to them. For example, I clicked on 2014 Red Bull Battlegrounds North America, and here you can kind of check it. You can see that the game version was totally different. And also you may find videos online from these tournaments and just kind of enjoy watching other tournaments also from distant past. Championships, breakdown championships that she kind of wants to show you, matches and WODs, interviews, articles, and also you can check out her pictures right here. Now that we know about the players, the YouTube channel, tournament, let's move on to the game. s0s versus Scarlett match 1. First of all, the player should start with the hotkeying these locations that he's going to use for quick travel. We'll see how s0s will start this. He is considered to be one of the best players in the world because he made the most money as far as I'm aware, or he's like one of the top 3 or 5 players who made the most money, so that's over $500,000 playing StarCraft 2. So he participated almost everywhere, and in quite a few places he was the first, so that's World Championships. Here we see that he is sending a scouting probe. That's very common for s0s because he is Protoss, and Protoss does not need to sacrifice mining time just like Terrans would do, or drones just like Zergs would do. So he can allow himself to send one probe out there and do a super early scout. Just in this case, he's just sort of playing a psychological game here. Now, what do we see here? It's a very interesting play from Scarlett. She decided to block s0s second base expansion very quickly by building a hatchery out there. Now, what does that mean? That means that s0s has to send probes here to establish control, so that hatchery needs to be brought down. If it completes, then it's gonna be harder to break it down. But the first s0s are here. As you can see, Scarlett is not in a rush to build Zerglings. She will expand 2 bases, while s0s is still waiting. Now we see an overlord is coming over, and that overlord is going to scout even further. Now, interestingly here, we saw a super professional play, because that hatchery has been reproduced by the same drone that was producing the first hatchery, so that prolonged the destruction of that living creature for just a little bit longer. Now, very common Protoss play is going for early air units, and that's exactly what s0s is trying to achieve, which is early air units. The Stargate has finished. A few adepts here and there are for scouting purposes and some harassment purposes. Obviously, if these adepts shade in close to mineral line, they could kill a few drones before they die, and s0s may see this as a good trade. Now here we see that Scarlett does have additional troops in her second base that will defend against these adepts. Besides that, the third base is on its way. On the other hand, s0s is building an Oracle, which is an extremely powerful unit at the early game when it comes to attacking drones. They can kill drones very quickly. Here we see that Scarlett has sacrificed one of its overlords so that they could go into the main base and look for anything unusual or suspicious. Okay, here we see that s0s will try to freeze everybody there. One of the abilities that Oracle can do is pretty much make this a sort of a mine that will freeze anybody in the vicinity for a period of time. Obviously, at the early game, when this freezes workers, harvesters, it's really bad. Here we see that a few more troops are being built, so that's 11 adepts, 1 oracle, 1 phoenix, 42 workers. s0s will soon try to expand into the third base. Here we see that in the middle the forces have separated themselves, so s0s may suffer an attack if Scarlett did not retreat. And it looks like Scarlett has retreated. We see the links coming back. So far it looks like s0s made a really good offensive here. Just before 6 minutes, and the idea here is to try and squeeze out as many drone kills as possible. However, it looks like Scarlett has been able to move these drones away, and those adepts are in trouble here. As you can see, they're not fighting, they're just running around. It looks like s0s is not managing his troops to the fullest. They needed to shade out, they did not shade out at their full strength. It looks like they were not tanky or powerful enough to do enough damage here. It looks like the attack has ended up being a complete disaster for s0s, losing minerals. we can see that income is quite similar, but Zerg still makes a consistently increasing mineral surplus. It looks like now the mineral surplus can go up to 800 in just a matter of seconds. The thing changed by quite a bit, I see. In any case, Scarlett is consistently making more money. s0s, I've noticed, likes to keep normal at least like 200 or 300 for extensive periods of time before spending. That's probably due to the fact that Protoss units are just so much more expensive. Now, s0s has planted a third base here, goes for Immortal Zealot Sentry play, which is good. Immortals are very powerful. Normally armies with Immortals are extremely tanky. However, his forces are not... Oh, look at those fields. They were placed absolutely incredibly perfectly. Now Scarlet does have a superiority in numbers, but if those force fields are going to be placed effectively, it could be a very, very bad sign. Look at that, look at those force fields. Wow, they just kind of force troops back. Oh, that's just beautiful. So sentries are certainly very, very powerful units. However, the numbers that Scarlet provides here are very, very significant. However, for as long as the Protoss will have the ability to make force fields and reinforce, it's fine. However, it looks like the reinforcements that are coming from Scarlet and the numbers, even the queens that are here, which are normally used solely for defensive purposes and injects into the hive, are fighting. In turn, s0s has lost. Now it's just a matter of time until Scarlet is going to be able to effectively take over the third base. Consistently reinforcements pouring from the Zerg side are overpowering whatever the Protoss has. Second base is certainly protected for as long as everybody is standing on the other side of the gateways. However, the third base was in danger. In any case, it looks like, to my surprise, s0s has managed to defend its third base. And it's not over just yet. On the other hand, Scarlet is making nearly 1,000 minerals more. And this just puts a lot of pressure on s0s if Scarlet can prolong this. In any case, those two adepts there were a very, very weird move because they wouldn't do much damage anyway. They were just probably completely for the purposes of scouting to see what will come to defeat them. If, for example, Scarlet is moving for super heavy units, or maybe she has lurkers in place. Here we'll see a very, very weak drop of only 3 zealots, and this won't give anything besides killing a queen. But it looks like s0s will try to use these zealots to harass, for harassment purposes, if they stay there. Now it looks like Scarlett is moving on for the offensive. Observers are placed all over to see what's happening. Now this makes s0s to split his forces in two, and this is super risky, obviously, if not everybody is in place to fight. Now we see that the army with that many mortals would be very powerful. However, without the observers, those lurkers are going to destroy everything. Look at that. There are no observers, and s0s was sending its forces forward, which is a mistake. Now we see that they can barely do anything, all those immortals, for as long as there's no detection. Now the first detection is here, and due to s0s ability to tag units, and those lurkers got tagged, the third base is being completely overpowered. He split his forces in two with the idea of surrounding and attacking Scarlett's lurkers from behind. However, in StarCraft 2 it doesn't really work like that. You either have a massive force and with the massive firepower you defeat them, or you don't. In these kind of scenarios, flanking scenarios, it doesn't really work as far as I'm aware. However, maybe if circumstances would have been a little bit different, it maybe would have turned out quite a bit. In any case, it's 1-0 and Scarlett is winning the game.